Welcome to the Night Shadows channel. Get ready to dive into a new horror story. Put on your headphones, turn off the lights, and let your mind wander through the darkest corners of imagination. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our daily stories. Now, take a deep breath and step into the story, if you dare. The forest was alive with sounds, chirping birds and rustling leaves. But beneath it all lay an undercurrent of tension, a whisper that sent shivers down their spines. The deeper they ventured into the woods, the more oppressive the atmosphere became, as if the trees themselves were leaning closer, listening to their every word. "What if it's still there?" Sophia asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "What if it hasn't left?" "We won't let it take us again," Clara replied firmly, but the uncertainty gnawed at her. The cave loomed ahead, a dark maw waiting to swallow them whole. Each step towards it felt like a descent into the unknown, a plunge into the very heart of their fears. As they approached the entrance, the air grew colder, the sunlight dimming as the cave's shadows stretched out, reaching hungrily toward them. Clara's breath quickened. She could feel the darkness swirling inside, a palpable presence that clawed at her mind, beckoning her to enter. "They'll go first," Marcus volunteered, stepping forward with a sense of bravado that belied his own fear. Clara hesitated, knowing that the last time they were here, Marcus had almost succumbed to the darkness. But she couldn't let fear dictate their actions. They had faced it before and triumphed, and they would do it again. As Marcus stepped inside, the shadows pulsed, as if awakening from a deep slumber. Clara followed, gripping Sophia's hand tightly, Tomas close behind them. The cave was a labyrinth of twisting passages and echoing sounds. The darkness here felt alive, a breathing entity that thrummed with their shared trepidation. "Stay close," Clara warned, her voice echoing off the damp walls. Each sound seemed amplified in the confined space, a reminder of how vulnerable they were. As they ventured deeper, memories of their previous encounter flooded Clara's mind. The chilling laughter, the cruel mockery of their fears. "We need to find the heart of this place," she urged, guiding them toward a cavern she remembered from their last visit, a vast chamber that felt like the epicenter of their battle against the darkness. When they finally reached it, the sight was both familiar and horrifying. The chamber was cloaked in darkness, the shadows swirling like a living fog. At its center lay the remnants of the ethereal light they had unleashed before, now dimmed and flickering like a candle on the verge of extinguishing. "Look!" Tomas pointed toward the center, where a figure began to emerge from the shadows, a silhouette that bore the weight of despair and longing. It shifted and twisted, the shape fluctuating as though it were unsure of its own form. Clara's heart raced as she recognized it, a darker version of herself, a manifestation of her deepest fears. "You think you can conquer me?" The figure hissed, its voice a cruel echo of Clara's own. "You are nothing but a frightened child, hiding behind your friends. You cannot escape your destiny." Clara stepped forward, defiance igniting within her. "I am more than my fears. I am not alone." The shadows rippled around her, growing restless as the figure's eyes glowed with malevolence. "You've faced me before, and yet here you are, returning to the same pit of despair. You think you can change?" Suddenly, a chilling wind swept through the chamber, and the air thickened with tension. Clara felt her friend's presence behind her, a tether to her resolve. "We are stronger together," she shouted, rallying her voice against the darkness. "Is that so?" The figure laughed, a sound that echoed through the chamber, mingling with the chilling wind. "Let's see if your bonds can withstand the truth." As the figure raised its hands, shadows erupted from the walls, swirling toward them like a vortex, intent on ensnaring them in their cold embrace. Clara felt her heart pound in her chest, the darkness clawing at her, whispering her deepest insecurities. But she held her ground, focusing on the warmth of her friends beside her. "Remember our promise," Sophia murmured, her grip tightening around Clara's hand. "We are not alone." The shadows hesitated, as if the words struck a chord. Clara could feel the energy shifting, the dark figure momentarily faltering as doubt crept into its expression. "You think you can defeat me with words?" Not just words, Clara replied, her voice gaining strength. But with love, with courage. We've faced you before, and we will do it again. Drawing on the memories of their shared laughter, their victories over the darkness, Clara felt a surge of light within her. The chamber brightened, illuminating the shadows that had crept too close, and the figure shrank back, its form flickering like a candle caught in a draft. Fight back, Tomas urged, stepping forward. This is our moment. With a roar, Clara and her friends unleashed their light, a brilliant wave that surged through the chamber, pushing against the darkness that threatened to consume them. The shadows recoiled, their tendrils retreating as the warmth of their unity filled the space. The dark figure shrieked, a sound of pure rage and despair, but Clara felt its power waning. You may have conquered me once, it spat, but I will return. I am the shadow that lives within you. Then well be ready, Clara vowed, her heart pounding with determination. We will never let you take control again. As the last remnants of darkness disintegrated into the air, the chamber fell silent, leaving only the glow of their combined light. Clara felt a wave of relief wash over her, but she knew this was merely a temporary victory. We need to leave, she said, urgency creeping into her voice. This darkness may retreat, but it won't be gone for long. As they made their way back through the cave, the air felt lighter, the shadows less oppressive. Yet, in the depths of her mind, Clara knew the battle against the darkness was far from over. It would return, stronger and more cunning. But she was no longer afraid. With her friends by her side, Clara felt a new resolve igniting within her, ready to confront whatever the shadows would throw at them next. Together, they would face the echoes of the past and forge a path toward the light, undeterred by the darkness that lingered in the corners of their minds.